Islamophobia is a contrived fear or prejudice fomented by the existing Eurocentric and Orientalist global power structure. It is directed at a perceived or real Muslim threat through the maintenance and extension of existing disparities in economic, political, social, and cultural relations.
I don't really like the word Islamophobia, but that kind of anti-Muslim rhetoric or fear of Islam because of international events beyond any of our controls. There's a little bit of fear, concern, which is beyond that to dislike and active anti-Muslim rhetoric. And so now it's not just about race, it's about faith.
Evangelical Christians have a fear of Muslims because they are of a different faith and because of what revelation theology teaches them. Evangelical revelation theology teaches that evangelicals and other Christians are an exclusive possession of God's final truth. Evangelicals also hold onto the idea that the final truth, that Jesus is the Messiah and Savior, was delivered by God and is theirs to share and protect. Because evangelicals believe that the destiny of the human race is in their hands, they feel threatened when they believe that others have access to God's gift, and this in turn destroys the notion of their special relationship with God. Because they believe that others have access to God's final truth, they view the changing world around them with anxiety. They then take comfort in the feeling that their special relationship with God will always be theirs. This belief is destroyed when Muslims are perceived to have access to God's truth, and many evangelicals consider this unacceptable. Also, the growing Muslim population within the United States challenges the evangelical belief that America is a center of biblical values, with Sharia law being their main fear. Besides the fear that Sharia law will take over the United States, conservative Christians believe that they are to protect Israel's interests as a religious obligation, since God has an eternal covenant with Israel that will help to bring about the second coming of Christ. At the same time, many evangelical preachers take the opportunity to cast Palestinians in a negative light by preaching anti-Islamic rhetoric that focuses on Palestinian actions towards Israel. Anti-Islamic preaching does not stop here, but only gets worse. Many evangelical preachers have come out with their own media products, ranging from books, websites, to DVDs, that focus on educating the public about Islam, that is, the false truths that these preachers come up with. Most of these products focus on evangelical revelation theology, and that evangelicals and Christians are the sole bearers of God's truth. Most well-known megachurch preachers have come out with their own products that don't show Islam in a favorable light. The most famous of these preachers is Ergun Caner. The book that made Ergun Caner particularly famous was his book Unveiling Islam, an insider's look at Muslim life and beliefs. The book received the Gold Medallion Book Award, an award given out by the Evangelical Christian Publishers Association to honor books with outstanding Christian content. While the book sounds innocent, its main use, as stated by the author, is to help conservative Christians reach out to Muslims so that they can be converted to Christianity. The book has unfortunately become an authoritative reference for many conservative preachers like Jerry Vines, the former president of the Southern Baptist Convention, and his anti-Islamic preaching. In the end, more mainline Christians and churches need to stand up against the bigotry of the evangelical church and their anti-Islamic agenda, and stand by their Muslim brothers and sisters. Mainline Christians, as well as everyday Americans, also need to make their voices heard in the media, in politics, on the streets, and in the church. But the most important action we can take is by educating the younger generation about Islam and Muslims, and arming them with the knowledge that Islam is a peaceful and loving religion that aims to respect all people.